Timex. It's a brand that has had a less than straightforward path to success over its 170 years of operation. At multiple points in its history, the company became one of the largest producers of watches in the world, being most commonly known for its highly accessible timepieces throughout the 20th century. Now, for most of my life, Timex safely sat in a position that was more about that sub-$100 category and seemed to all but move away from the concept of mechanical watches altogether. That all changed in 2017 with the release of the Marlin hand winding. This led to a rebirth of the brand's identity, and instead of producing overstocked department store pieces, Timex has appeared to realign with its watchmaking roots to offer a more serious presentation. This year, Timex added its latest update to this growing saga with the release of the Timex Expedition North GMT in titanium, and in this video, we give it a closer look. Simply looking at the title of this watch and some of the general classifications, they're bringing a few things to the table that former Timex probably wouldn't even go near a decade ago. Those few words being GMT, automatic, and titanium. This might seem like an out of nowhere progression, but the brand has been teasing signs of this for quite some time. One of the most recent developments was the James Brand Limited Edition, which was one of the most aspirational releases ever from the company, retailing for $750, coming with a Miyota 9 Series True GMT caliber and a titanium case and bracelet. This Expedition North follows in its footsteps, though it drops the price and changes the tune dramatically in the design department. And by that, I don't necessarily mean a design that is absent of influence, as the Rolex 1655 and the Tudor Black Bay Pro might like to have a word. But this package, when you hold it in the hands, doesn't feel like a Timex. Starting with the case, we're presented with an angular tonneau shape with hooded lugs, rendered in titanium with a blasted matte finish. Timex doesn't claim any additional details of the titanium alloy chosen, although we could probably assume it is grade 2 given the accessible price point by comparison to other titanium watches. The dimensions check out as follows: a 41mm diameter, a case thickness of 13.3mm, and a lug-to-lug of 48mm. The watch wears slightly larger than its proposed size, and I would say the majority of wrists shouldn't have any issue in pulling this one off. Between the hooded lugs is a 20mm spacing, coming equipped with a black silicone strap, which will have large perforations for breathability and making way for the signed titanium buckle to fall into place for sizing. The strap has a ridged underside to assist further with comfort and moisture, but I would say the strap isn't the greatest in the quality department, and it did drive me a bit mad because the keeper was not great at holding the tail end of the strap in position. The good news, unlike many hooded lug watches, is that Timex has enough clearance to support many straps, which can be easily done thanks to the OEM strap's quick release on the reverse side. Shifting back over to the central case, it is capped with a titanium bezel engraved with 24-hour markings, linear for the odd hours and numerals for the even hours. The bezel comes with a coin edge and rotates in both directions, having 120 clicks per full rotation, meaning they probably repurposed the notching from a dive watch design to make this functional, but no issues in practice. The dial is protected by a flat sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating that is decent at killing reflections. However, since this is a black dial, it does have its work cut out for it. What is one of the nicest features is that this piece comes with 200 meters of water resistance, being aided by the screw-down crown and the screw-down exhibition caseback, protecting the Seiko NH34 on the inside. As I'm sure many of you are aware, the last couple of years have been two of the most productive for entry-level mechanical GMT watches perhaps ever. This flurry of new releases wouldn't have been possible if it was not for two calibers, which debuted with the Bulova Wilton and then the Seiko 4R34, first appearing in the Seiko 5 SSK GMTs. The 9075, with its 4 Hz operation and local hour hand adjustment, was the caliber choice of the James Brand Edition, hence the $200 premium at retail compared to this model. The 4R34, the NH34 as it is known when being offered to third parties, is arguably the leading GMT caliber based on volume under $1,000, but especially for under $500. Behind the enormous Exhibition North text on the sapphire glass back, the NH34 is on display. Now, what you're getting with that display is not a caliber that will wow by any means in the looks department. It's as utilitarian as a finish as you will come across, with a simply signed oscillating weight, an unfinished barrel, and straight line brush bridges throughout. What the NH34 does deliver is robustness and spec for the dollar amount. It operates at 3 Hz or 21,600 vibrations per hour, hand winds and hacks, has a power reserve of 41 hours, features an Editorial regulator, and Seiko's DiaShock system for added balance stability under duress. Accuracy out of the box is much wider than that of the Miyota 9075, with Seiko claiming that these will run no worse than -20 to +40 seconds per day, which during our test, these did easily outperform. Another distinction for the NH34 is how you set the watch. Unlike the 9075, setting will need to be done first by setting your local time by pulling the crown out to the farthest position, and then at the second position, adjusting the GMT hand independently, with the counterclockwise rotation changing the date. And as we continue with this review, if you guys like shopping GMTs, you're in the market for a GMT right now, we put together a collection on our website for some of the best GMTs under $2,000. In that collection, you're gonna see watches like the Seiko 5 GMTs. We now have nearly a dozen options on the site within that collection. Those are some of the safest bets for under $500. You also have the Mito Ocean Star family with its many GMTs now spanning some different sizes. The Certina DS Action Diver GMTs, being at that entry door for a true GMT from Switzerland. The Unimatic Tool GMTs under $500, Bulova with their Wilton models and some other GMTs to pick from. And if you want even more watches outside of GMTs, check out our holiday gift guide that we put together. I know we're past Christmas or entering the new year here, but if you're still looking for that gift for yourself or that special loved one, definitely check that out as well. The dial keeps things in the tool watch vein with a matte black finish offset by white dial markings. Small white hashes mark the minutes, with larger ones every 5 minutes. The raised white geometric indices consist of solid luminous material, with the large triangle at 12 helping with orientation, with the lume shining quite well, especially for Timex standards. At 3 o'clock is a matching date wheel with a 3-line text at both 12 and 6. The hands at the center are a blunted baton style for minutes and hours, with a 24-hour GMT hand in a yellow-orange, which doesn't present any doubt of its original influence from Rolex and Tudor. The trek to improve the optics of Timex has been a journey of many years for the brand, which even so is only a fraction of its history that dates back to 1854. Timex hasn't abandoned the ultra entry-level segment. The Ironman, Weekender, and Easy Reader remain fixtures of that sub $100 price range. It makes sense that Timex continues to keep this segment of its products moving. The history of the company was built off the back of mass market timekeepers that were among the most attainable for your dollar. In fact, its first scalable hit was a pocket watch that sold for precisely $1 back in the late 1800s. The more difficult aspect is how far the products can separate before the brand becomes two entirely different companies within itself. On the one hand, the moneymakers are clearly the volume movers that line department store shelves, but the watches that make the more informed look in the direction of the brand are pieces like this one, which retails for $549. This Expedition GMT doesn't feel like a Timex. It doesn't look like a Timex either, and it isn't priced like a Timex for sure. If you were to remove the name on the dial and could look past some of the derivative design pulls from the Explorer 2 family, you are getting a watch that probably is in the running for one of the best GMTs of its pricing class this year. The toughest competition will come from the short list of micros and the hard-to-beat Seiko 5 GMTs. But with a titanium construction, well-finished case, a mechanical GMT, and 200 meters of water resistance, this watch should be taken seriously as a contender in the $500 price range. I think the biggest challenge for Timex is how can they continue to be everything for everybody under $500, and what happens as they make more watches like this one where the price creeps outside of that typical sweet spot. To answer those broader questions right now is probably not necessary. In the meantime, this isolated work is easily one of Timex's best works to date. But all right, guys, that is my take here looking at this new Timex Expedition GMT. If you guys have any takes on this, you've seen this in person, or better yet, you actually own this watch, love to see some comments down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content or coverage maybe of a brand like Timex, give this video a thumbs up. That's a great indicator for me on what you want to see in the future. Also, definitely check out teddybaldastar.com. teddybaldastar.com is an authorized dealer for over 30 brands. Every purchase from teddybaldastar.com comes with a full factory warranty, quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, and also how we're able to continue what we do here in being able to produce content every single day is through selling watches on our site. So if you are in the market for a watch, we'd absolutely love to have your business. Allow us to keep doing what we're doing here, and we love what we do. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.